Oh, landmines and jellyfish, welcome back to Knives, I guess, and it happened again. I out-pizza'd the hut. I need one of you guys to hide me for a few days. This is like the third time now. But Harbor Freight Icon Knife Watch 2023. It showed up. And, this is it right here. So, I did the unboxing on this in my first impression video, but we really need to get down into the dirty on this. Like, there is some stinkiness about this thing that needs to be addressed. But before we do that, we're just going to take a look at it as a knife, rather than a subject of controversy. So, right out of the box, this thing feels so good in the hand. You got G10 with carbon fiber inlays, and these inlays look really good. Let's flick the bean on it. It's a really good bean flick, and if you look closely, you can see Icon D2 steel here. Got a liner lock, and this thing is smooth. Like, it shakes shut so easily. Pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. And let's see how sharp it is out of the box. So we're going to take some nice thin newspaper here and flick the bean. Incredibly good factory edge. They did an amazing job sharpening this thing. Now, I did clip this thing into the waistband of my pajama pants, and the reason I did that is because it is significantly harder to clip something into that than it is in my regular work pants or blue jeans. It clipped in easily for a pajama pants waistband, and it did pull back out of the waistband pretty damn easily. The one thing that I'd worry about with this carrying it is this tip right here, and that should not be a problem. Everything on this is chamfered, rounded off. Like, it feels clean, it feels nice. And I've had other things protrude like this that didn't give me a problem digging in, so I don't think that'd be an issue. One thing I am interested in seeing is if this pocket clip being offset like this causes it to tilt this way in the waistband, which might be to its advantage. Just make this a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to find out. I'm going to have to carry it in between shifts at work while I'm doing the Temu Super Budget Showdown, but I do want to know more about this. It's on bearings, and I said everything about this feels really, really premium. You know, it's a $40 knife, and it feels very premium. You know, I love the red accents around the pivot on both sides, and it looks like, yeah, standard T-head, so you can do maintenance on it. And, you know, for $40, this is fair. Like, knives in the $30 to $50 range have become incredible over the last couple of years here, so, I mean, this is just another fine example of it. Now the stinkiness comes into play. Let's flick the bean. When everyone points out that, you know, it's assumed that it's a clone of a Todd Begg design, and that's the mini glimpse. I've seen pictures of the two of them next to each other, and yeah, it's very, very, very close. One of the things that I've been paying attention to, there's a channel, Cutlery Lover. If you haven't checked him out, you might want to, but he has connections, and he talked to Todd Begg himself about this knife. And what Todd had to say was basically he's not getting any credit for this design. He doesn't make anything off it. There's nothing about him in this. And that's what people are really mad at. But something that didn't get mentioned at the time is Todd Begg left Todd Begg Knives quite a while ago and did his own thing. I'm not sure why, but he left. And so it's his brother and another partner running it. And there were some lawsuits, one of them involving getting tens of thousands of dollars of equipment back out of those shops that were Todd's. And the other was changing the name from Todd Begg Knives to just Begg Knives. And I think there may have been some other stuff going on in there, but, you know, I don't imagine that was a pleasant scenario for everybody. It sounded pretty hostile. Now, this is the part where I start having questions myself, and you know, there was some conjecture in the comments and speculation that basically either Begg Knives greenlit this and Todd couldn't do anything about it, or the contract that Begg had with the OEM didn't stipulate that they couldn't do this. And I think I've seen it in Harbor Freight's video themselves and a couple of other channels that I watched that got into this thing. And basically, Harbor Freight bought the licensing to make this from an American company. Now, to me, this sounds a lot like Begg Knives, which should have had the rights to this design anyways if it was made before Todd Begg left and didn't take the patents with him and all that, or the IP, just whatever you need to do to, you know, not let someone else make it. But it sounds like the Begg Knives greenlit this, and they changed the design enough to make Begg Knives happy with it so it wasn't a mini glimpse, and then they produced it with a non-disclosure agreement. Like that's how it works in the retail world. You know, say you're a food library and you want to make a generic version, or you want to sell a generic version of Cheetos, for example. You would go to Frito-Lay and then you would offer them, say, you know, they sell them to everyone else for, you know, $2 a bag. And you say, all right, I'll buy them from you for $1 a bag, but we're going to put different packaging on it and sign a non-disclosure agreement so we can never say that this is your product with our name on it. I think that's what happened here. I think Beg Knives basically sold the rights to use this design to Harbor Freight, and then they had to sign an NDA. Because I don't think Harbor Freight would do something that would come back and bite them this hard. And, you know, that would make no sense. Especially, like, we both know, like, you, the viewer, and me know, like, this is aimed at knife guys. You know, like, of course, guys are going to buy these that aren't knife guys. They're going to see something nice and grab it while they're looking at the Icon tools. But realistically, you know, if you're at Harbor Freight, you need a knife, and you're not really a knife guy, you're going to go for the Gordon knives. I wish I could have found it before I started this. I tore the war room up. But I've got a Paraframe knockoff from Gordon Knives that I am not impressed with. And then you guys know the Gordon knife right here, the what is it, GK23. This one I'm thoroughly impressed by, but you'd probably be buying this before you drop $40 on this. And this again punches way above its weight. I am so impressed by it. I mean, the comparison is like, while they are similar in quality of function, you know, they both are very good performers. I can kind of tell right out of the box that unless this thing takes edge damage off an amp fart, this is going to be a very, very good performer. This one has proven itself to be a very good performer, but this is so much more premium. The materials are premium, the ergos are premium, everything on this is really, really, really nice. And I mean, this is just to kind of compare the two of them, you know, and I would still carry this one with no problems. I could carry this for 2 weeks and nothing else and be okay. However, this thing is a very nice knife. You're going to have to kind of form your own opinions on this because the stink on this is ridiculous. I think it's kind of overblown a little bit. You know, if Harbor Freight wouldn't have, you know, gotten their the rights to use this from an American company, I would be a lot more suspect of it, because then it is like go to a Chinese OEM and just say, here, change your homework so it doesn't look like mine. But like I said, I think, and this is my honest opinion, I think Beg Knives sold them the rights to use this and change it a little bit, and they can't say that Beg Knives did that because of an NDA. And I don't know if there was just not the expectation that it was going to blow up like this, or there was the expectation it was going to blow up like this and tons of people were doing videos like this. So I am more comfortable saying I'm okay with this than saying not. However, I understand people's opinions on it. You know, my Facebook groups that I'm in have specifically added this one to the No Clones group, and that took no time whatsoever. You know, I see a lot of people riled up about it, but I'm not sure that all that controversy is deserved. You know, taken away from that situation, it's still a really good knife, and I mean, the design is based on another really good knife. So you can't really argue with that, but, you know, do a little bit more research, form your own opinions before you decide to go get one. I wanted to get one and take a look at this thing and take a look at the stinkiness around it. And, you know, I like what I'm seeing, and I'm reasonably confident that this is an up-and-up, above-table deal, but that NDA means they can't really come out and address this issue properly. So that's my take on it. That's my understanding of this situation. Hopefully you guys take what you need from it. And, again, if you got questions, do a little more research. You know, like, it is what it is. You know, there's stinkiness about it, and we'll probably never have everybody on the same team with this and everybody having the same understanding of it. So it is what it is. I'm okay with it until it's proven otherwise. And all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. I'm happy this thing showed up so I could look at it. It's as good as or better than I expected it to be out of the box. And yeah, so thanks for looking at it. Thank you for the subscribers. You guys are awesome. Again, I will say it repeatedly. I am very humbled by the fact that people do watch this stuff, get some enjoyment out of it, and offer some feedback. And thank you for the comments. But all that being said, y'all have a nice day.